Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you miss any of my most awesome videos. In front of us we have the Aiwa AM/FM stereo portable headset radio, model number CR-LD100. I got this from eBay for a total of $12, and I'm really impressed with this radio. What a cool little find, and they're still out there too at a fairly good price. Let's go talk about the size of this little guy. It's 3 1/8 of an inch across, it's 1 3/4 inches tall, and it has a case depth of 3/4 of an inch. For size comparison, I brought out the Rockin HRD100 to give you an idea for size, because you can still buy this brand new on the right here. There you go. Then we have the CC pocket. Definitely a big difference there, but good for reference purposes. There you go. Fit a couple of those in there. Okay, and then I have Iron Man here. He's the man with the master plan. He can do it like no one can. Yeah, it fits right inside of a deck of cards. There you go for size. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about features on this little radio. Left-hand side, we have a power switch right there. We have volume control, analog, nice wheel, nice and smooth. I like that. Front of the radio, we have Aiwa AM/FM stereo. We have our LCD display, which is showing a 12-hour clock all the time. Over here, we have DSL, Dynamic Super Linear Bass. It's actually like Sangen's Dynamic Bass Boost. They just named it something else. It's actually really good on the headphones. I really like it when you really want to hear some lows on the rock and roll. There's a model number CR-LD100. 2 preset buttons on the front, going up and down there. Very simple. Of course, your DSL button to turn the bass on and off. Love that. Bottom, not much there. This side here, nothing. Up on top, we have some buttons. We have a band select button. We have a memory time set button and auto preset button. We'll show you how that works when we turn the radio on. We have a tuning down and tuning up button, and we have the headphone jack there. The headphone experience is fairly good. It does have a low level hiss, but when you're turning it up and listening to the music and the news, it's not so bad. But it does have a wide kind of hiss to it, but it's pretty low. It's not noticeable unless you're going really low volume. On the back of the radio, we have Aiwa and a model number stereo receiver. It runs on 1 AAA battery. You can say the company's in Japan, but it was made in China. It says reset. There's a little reset hole in the battery compartment. We'll go ahead and open this up. Show you how this works. It's kind of a tight fitting one. It is hinged. I like that. Our little reset button is right there above the battery on the negative side. Serial number, and then of course the battery. The positive is to the right hand side. I'm using a AAA battery on a lithium brand here, Ultimate Lithium. I think you can use a normal alkaline, and they say the runtime on a normal alkaline is about 16 hours on AM and 11 hours on FM. So you get decent runtime on a AAA battery. I'm guessing I get a little longer with the lithium. So that's that there. All right, so let's talk more about features. The neat thing about this radio, it has hidden features I didn't know about. I had to look online at the manual. I was trying to figure out how to turn on and off the sleep mode. It has a sleep mode. To do that, you hold down the preset up arrow here for 5 seconds. This will beep and it'll tell you on or off, and then you select with the tuning up here, on or off, and press preset up to lock it back in. I'm not going to show you, but it's pretty basic. Another thing to note is that this radio has 3 different zones, which means it has a North and South America, it has a Japan mode, and it has a European mode, which I think is fantastic. So I'm going to go over this real quick. I don't want to bore you, but I just want to give you the frequencies and what this radio can do, because a lot of people won't know this. I didn't know it had it built into it. So to access that mode with the power off, you press and hold the band button right here. You press and hold this 5 seconds, and then a U will flash, and then you can change that with the tuning up and down buttons here, and it'll go E and then J. So it goes U, J, and E, and then here's what you get. So in U, which is I think of USA, but it's North and South America, you get 530 to 1710 on AM on 10 kilohertz stepping. FM is 87.5 to 108.1, which is an odd number with 200 kilohertz stepping. When you go into the Japanese mode, it takes you to 531 to 1602 on AM and 9 kilohertz steps. And FM changes to 87.5 to 108 with 50 kilohertz stepping. So those who need those 50 kilohertz steppings, you can get that with this radio, which is awesome. And the third mode is the European mode, which is 531 to 1629 on AM with 9 kilohertz stepping. And FM has 76 to 108 with 100 kilohertz steps. So kind of neat to know that. I'm not going to show you that, but I figured I'd tell you. Another thing is FM reception. So the FM reception on this radio is amazing. So here we go. FM sensitivity rated good to very good. I found 73 stations. I was in awe of its FM performance. Did not expect to find that many stations with this little guy on an FM little receiver. I was really impressed with that. So FM selectivity was good. I did find some of the stronger stations were bleeding over, and I noticed that with the AM2 on this radio, but overall a good rating on the selectivity. So just an amazing FM receiver, kind of a little sleeper hit. I'm really happy I found this radio for $12. I can't believe it, how good it works on FM. So there you go. Awesome. And then we're going to go ahead and plug this in, and we'll do some AM band scan. I'll show you how that auto tuning works. So what I have with me is I have my GPX, and it's kind of like, it's hard to show in this one. I got this lowered so far, but this is the GPX R, whatever. But it has a external jack here for a speaker. It works great for these little radios. I'm going to plug it in. So here's my Aiwa here. And you know what's neat is that you got to find a headphone jack that has a right angle plug so you can put this in your pocket easier. I don't know why they have it on the side. It would be nicer if it was up here, but I think our antenna is up here. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Pressing power button here. If you look there, it says auto off. That means that the sleep function is enabled and it'll run 90 minutes before turning off. I told you about that preset with the power off, holding it down to turn that function off if you don't need it. I'm going to turn the volume up. So we're at 530. I'm going to move this radio back a little bit. And we'll hear what we can hear tonight. Kind of do a quick band scan with this. Okay. Actually, before I do that, I'll show you the auto tuning. So the neat thing, this thing's pretty cool. Let me show you this. So you just press and hold this. And now it's going to go into auto tuning. Now it's going to do the AM band and it's going to do the FM band. So I better hang my little FM wire up here so I can get some good reception. You can see that with the light there. It's beeping as it's finding presets. So you got 3 bands. You got AM, FM1, FM2.
Quality standards apply. Liberty Mutual Insurance knows you're
jamming away. The purpose of FM1 and FM2 is just for extra presets. Okay, so let me lower this wire. So what I found out too was really cool about this radio is that when you do the presets and it's in your pocket, you know where you're at. So number 1 beeps once, number 2 beeps twice,
we'll do this one more time at home on
number
Friday,
3
right? Thanks for
beeps 3,
The thing is decided and only like a default position.
4 beeps 4. This is pretty cool.
Would also
5 did a single long beep. So now it has like Morse code. So 6, or actually no, it's not Morse code. It's just different. So the 6 is a long beep with a short beep. So you can hear that. It hit a long beep and 4 short beeps. And it gets higher pitched. So just interesting. I thought that was kind of fun. I was like, what's with the different beeping sounds? I figured it out. Just counted them. So it's kind of, if it's in your pocket, you can, you know what preset you're on without having to look. So I thought that was kind of a neat feature. So you get 15 presets on the AM, 15 on the FM1, and 15 on the FM2. So give me a total of 45 presets total. Just to give you an idea. So what we want to do, let's get to the bottom of the band here, and then we'll go ahead and do a little band scan on AM and see what this thing can pick up at night. I'm kind of curious myself. I haven't tried it at night. During the day, it did pretty well on the locals and semi-locals. Anything distance, forget it. It did not find anything. I'm guessing to the small ferrite antenna inside of here. Let's see what we can hear tonight. I'm going to go to the bottom here. All right, let's have some fun. Turn this up. Okay. So the tuning buttons up here. I think the antenna runs this way.
Go ahead, keep going.
Oh no, it's at a very critical time in the investigation where Joe Biden just happens to intervene and make that prosecutor go away.
But this is the same company, correct me if I'm wrong, Rosemont Seneca, that was run by Hunter Biden.
This is WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin.
$1 billion
Local.
deal with the Chinese
No, not
government
WAUK.
after Hunter
This is
Biden
WIND.
flew with the vice president
560.
on the official White
The
House
answer.
jet to Beijing, correct?
That's
Local.
right. That's a great story that Peter Schweitzer
The
both
list
during
out
the
here.
2016 campaign, so it is the same firm.
Okay, next.
And, yeah.
The Exeters here, the people who want to leave the European Union, are English. So, given that this was a
This 570 is pretty cool. This is probably Ohio. And I will...
Is this turning into England against the other guy?
No, this is WNAX. This is Yankton, South Dakota, 460 miles. I expect to find it.
Credit on their own, they've got all this time as an authorized user. I should mention one thing though, Moses.
Be happening this Saturday morning from 9 a.m. until 12 noon in their Climate Control Visitor Center, which is where they will build a scaled-down model of an Honest Abe log home right there in front of your very eyes. They'll go through the entire process from the foundation all the way to the top of the roof. They'll talk about the many different styles of
This
logs
is,
and the
Nashville,
timber frame
Tennessee,
home
WSM.
designs that you can choose from.
About 434 miles away.
Styles of logs, and speaking of, but in terms of floor plans, you're in the driver's seat. You come up with your own floor plan, or you can look at hundreds and upon hundreds that have proven successful with their clients over the years. Whether you're dreaming about building years from now.
Friend this season in the 8th, Steve Cishek, who was so reliable for all of last season, walks the bases loaded. Randy Rosario comes in, and the lead evaporates.
With the bases loaded, the 1-0 pitch. Drilled toward right center, on the run, Almora. It's over his head. It's up against the wall. 2 runs are in. Rounding third, Markakis, the throw to
It's
the
WSCR, the score.
A 3-run double for Johan Camargo. Like that.
Say my wife had femoral stent surgery a couple of years ago.
700, this is WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
Those arteries, and so, but it was her first experience in the hospital with fentanyl, and she goes,
The man up the near side. Put a shoulder into Shen, but Tarasenko escapes with a puck over the hawk line. Left circle, shoots! He scores! So you knew that was going to happen.
720 WGN, Chicago.
Vladimir Tarasenko, his 32nd of the year from Shen and Parayko. Let's go back.
Okay, music there's coming in beautiful. That's CFZM, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles away. I'll be honest with you, it seems like almost all my radios can pick this up, and it sounds great.
You still have Brandon Morrow,
Whoops,
who's recovering
yeah.
from elbow surgery.
Hit the preset button, I do that. So it has that search. There we go.
or another year from where you've been replacing a vehicle.
750 is
maybe even a little
WSB,
longer
Atlanta,
than
Georgia, 630 miles.
Well, what I should say is that we do it every 4.5 years for the household. So what
I got it. So you're keeping a car on average maybe 9 years.
Right. My husband gets the new car. He has a big, long commute, and I pretty much drive locally, so I'll drive out.
But here's the most important point to save America. Number 6, require government-issued identification to vote. It seemed like a no-brainer to me. It doesn't guarantee that the voter is a citizen, but it at least confirms he or she is alive. Dead voters overwhelmingly vote progressive.
760 WJR, Detroit, Michigan, 270 miles.
Number of people who are not citizens from voting in
created the North American colonies in the United States of
America. So what now?
57 in the Bishop Ford are fine. If you're on the northbound side of the tri-state, tight from 95th.
It's hard to get those in between stations. Selectivity is a little tough. This is 780 WBBM.
In the two left lanes. Jane Addams, Reagan Veterans, 53, 390. They're all clear. I-65 in Northwest Indiana looks good. The rest.
Such a surge that everything blows out. Everything is destroyed in the surge. That would be bad too.
Well, let me give you a tiny personal story here. My wife and I both grew up a few miles.
Interesting, this is a 10 WGY, Albany, New York. 740 miles. Nice. This is the direction it would be in. Again, I'm assuming that the antenna's here. It's a little one.
Hurricane Donna, Hurricane Andrew, Hurricane.
Be happier and succeed.
Use promo code TAP and play for free today. Code TAP to play for free only at DraftKings. The game inside the game. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
830 is WCCO, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 310 miles.
As one, forging north together. When the lights are at the brightest.
A string of hurricanes, they get big and unpleasant, and the power goes down.
Yeah, that's what happens.
You get used to it.
Yeah, you get used to it when you're in a situation where the weather changes.
Yeah, the antenna's definitely this direction because this way would be better for WHAS. 840, Louisville, Kentucky, about 300 miles.
To give us power. James Ponder with us tonight. He's the co-founder of.
And the town's just been already many on.
Wow. Do you remember, do they have colored toilet paper? When I was a kid, that was a big thing. They had colored toilet paper, so you can get the toilet paper.
So this is picking up KOA Denver, which is awesome. 890 miles. Did not expect that.
You're not feeling so well.
Personally, I prefer the real cheap stuff that's got the chunks of wood and beaver hair still floating around in it.
Music here on 860, which is interesting. Typically, you don't hear music. CJBC, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles. I'd expect WWL here, but not hearing it.
I knew I had a venue for a murder mystery. Can take more about Blood Oath, the new thriller from Linda Fairstein in this week's WCBS Author Talks podcast. It's 11:22.
Philly cheesesteaks, hold the meat. From the kitchen table in New York City, I'm Rachel Ray, and this is Rach on the radio.
Yeah, I forgot to mention time. He said 11:22. This is WCBS New York City, New York, 750 miles away. It's 10:20 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time near Chicago, Illinois for me. So that's how we got our distance. Pretty awesome for a little radio to be picking up WCBS.
Sprinkle of Worcestershire. In a separate pan, we're also cooking down onions. You want them to get sugary sweet and soft, but you do not want them to brown. And we're going to make a provolone.
Cool. Ah, I hit that button again. At least you can press and hold this. Let it cruise.
From the kitchen table.
And get back real quick.
Going on in your body and your life before you started taking solace in nature. I get up, I go
890s WLS Chicago. High pitch whine for my camera.
Experience the balance of
Kind of hard to find stations in here.
I'd say that 80% of his body is muscle, including like blood and water and all that.
I'm at 20% body fat?
No. That's like including all his organs and everything else. Like 80% total body
and is there any,
muscle.
is there...
A little reckless.
So wait a minute.
Oh, it's a comp thing, no? Oh.
You are the
So you can hear the loudness and the deepness that it gives the audio when you hit the DSL button. Pretty nice.
You're literally the first person in the history of sports
You don't normally need it on
heard
AM.
Factor in.
Almost did it again. I really wish these were tuning buttons,
I gotta be honest with you.
but I get it.
I
if you can't order today, at least write down the information so that you don't forget, and you may order it over the next several weeks, but I will not talk about it after this week.
10, don't get much on 10.
There are 3 items in our gift offer M, and it's available to you in return for your donation to the Gospel Hour Ministry in the amount of $10 or more. Now, please send more if you can. If you can send 20, 30, 50, or even more, you know the Lord will use your donation to help spread the gospel. Now, gift offer M contains an audio sermon by my dad, originally preached on the radio, plus a musical CD by the Gospel Hour singers and
Trying to figure out who this is and what this is.
a book by my dad where he has an in-depth study of our Savior, Jesus Christ. And again, all of this is available to you in return for your donation of at least $10. Now, the audio...
Okay, we're not going to listen forever, but that's an interesting station because I have 3 of them.
Jesus Christ. That was originally preached
WKJW,
1963.
Asheville, North Carolina,
I know you will be blessed as you
which
listen
might be a
to this
possibility.
message as we approach Easter. Then we have the book,
I have New York City, but this is definitely not New York City. Okay, let's move.
I asked a trivia question about a president, and I thought I'd give it a try here.
Okay.
So, which American president signed the bill that authorized the $5.5 billion needed to develop the space shuttle?
Which American president signed the bill that authorized...
KDKA Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 450 miles. Sweet.
Well, okay, the space shuttle first flew in the early 80s.
Found that good. So 3 years went by, and
1040 is WHO, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles.
And called him and
Should get
I
better
could be on his public
that way.
service
Yep.
broadcast, which at that time was called What's
this
Happening
down.
Around Atlanta. And he said, yeah, so
Let's keep rolling.
He moves to a different room to try and get some sleep, alone. CPAP is the first line of therapy for sleep apnea, but it just doesn't work for everyone. Now there's a silent, mask-free sleep solution.
KYW, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles.
Inspire. Inspire is a sleep solution that works in...
Pretty impressed with this little guy.
10 days, we could reboot the grid and
1100 WTAM, Cleveland, Ohio, 345 miles.
90% of the grid back online after EMP. And here is...
And welcome to Overnight America. Feels good to be back. I'm actually feeling
1120 KMOX, St. Louis, 275 miles.
finance the event because it lacks sufficient funds on its own. Dozens of students who supported and opposed the council's funding of the event
WRVA, Richmond, Virginia, 665 miles.
the event allowed for open dialogue among students with opposing.
So it's written. Keeping quiet when they should speak up. The term arose in the 1930s in Germany by the rising Nazi Party and in the Soviet Union under the
1190 is the KDMR, I believe, Kansas City, Missouri. 5,000 watt station. 400 miles. Sweet.
The gospel is. And Illinois, those 5 states. So if you can turn them all red, the conservatives would win.
1210 is WPHT, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles.
5 states out of 50. Now, what did...
These band scans are always long and tedious, but fun because you don't know what you're going to find. Don't expect to find much long distance. Go up towards the top of the band here. During the day, it was really quiet. This is Peoria to the MBD. There it is, WMBD. Set it. So it's 135 miles, 5,000 watts.
Or download the app to try for free.
Hey folks, Dave Ramsey here. Let me give you
1510 is WLAC, Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles.
You want to find a place where you can save time.
98.9 and 1520.
Country Legends. I don't know if this is KOKC, if that's what he said. I'll have to check this. If it is, at 690 miles. I'll put the little pop up there for 1520 if I find it. 1530 is WCKY, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
Property taxes above the new $10,000 cap on state and local tax.
89, John Morant.
Clients to transfer their home or
KXCL,
homes into
Waterloo,
entities
Iowa,
called
210
limited
miles.
liability companies.
Cruise at the 1610 here. Music not coming in fantastic, but CHHA, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles. And we'll just take it to the top here.
The sun, remember that, and they have that problem at Levi Stadium too. You know, the people all complain as they
1700 KBGG, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles. 280 miles, 80. And nothing on 1710. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and turn this off. Do our final thoughts on the Aiwa AM/FM stereo. This thing is awesome. CR-LD100. So you got quite a big primer on this little radio. Go out and get yourself one. Overall, it's just an amazing little radio. Runs on a AAA battery. I love that it runs on a standard battery. And it, has a little clock in there. Oops, let me turn this off. It's auto off anyway, so that's okay. Yeah, you have a built-in clock. I love that. I love the deep bass boost. Sounds pretty good. Well, they call it dynamic super linear bass. Say that 5 times fast. Love the presets. Love it has 45 presets. I mean, great. 45 presets in a little tiny pocket radio. I mean, this is just a great little radio. I'm loving it. Love that it has the 3 different areas. So if you're a traveler, you go to Japan or Europe, you can change to 9K stepping, and you can change to 50 kilohertz stepping in FM or 100. That's really handy. And there are some times where you want to change it here in the States to 50 kilohertz stepping to get that one station that comes in at 87.5. 87.750. That is an actual station by me, and without the 50 kilohertz stepping, you can't quite get it into tune perfectly. But with that mode, you can. So pretty neat. Love this little radio. So if you enjoyed the presentation of the Aiwa AM/FM stereo CD-LD100, or sorry, CR-LD100, I'll get that right. Please give me a like. You guys are awesome. It's a cool little miniature radio. Neat to put away somewhere just as an emergency or just a walker. It's just a great little guy to have handy. 2, if you like Aiwa radios, this is my second one I think I've done. Only have 2 of these radios in house. Hopefully get some more. If you like these radios, just hit subscribe at the bell icon if you haven't already. Or if you like little headset only radios like this. I tend to like these a lot. It's one of my favorite styles of radio. And the micro sized, love that. And of course 3, comment below what you think about this model, the Aiwa CR-LD100. Let us know what you think. Alrighty guys, take care and we'll see you in the next. Goodbye.